Pasteurization is using hot water to kill off bacteria in substrate. I'm also using a 2-cup measuring. I'm also using a 2-cup measure cup. Alright, welcome to Super Easy Substrate. In today's video, I'm going to keep things simple and quick. We're going to make some coco coir substrate for mushroom cultivation. In addition to making this simple recipe, I'm also going to do a test while I'm doing it. The test will be to take the standard eco-earth bricks of coco coir that you see most people using in their videos. I'm also going to do a bucket with a bulk coco coir that I got. I'm going to see if there's any performance differences between the brick and the bulk. I'm going to see if one grows more mushrooms, less mushrooms, healthier mushrooms, and so on.
Alright, so I did mix up when I put the substrates in the different tubs, and I did not label which one had the bulk and which one had the eco-earth coco coir. So this will just be a video on how to make substrate. I will do another video doing a test on the different substrates in the future.
For today's recipe, what we're going to need is 650 grams of coco coir, 8 cups of vermiculite. If you were going to add gypsum to the recipe, which we're not today, it would be 1 cup of gypsum, and that would be your CVG. Coco coir, vermiculite, gypsum. But today we're going to be doing a CV mix, no G, no gypsum. Finally, we're going to use 18 cups of boiling water. The links for all these things I'm using today will be in the description if you would like to purchase on your own. Definitely the package of the eco-earth with the 3 bricks is a much more costly way to go than the bulk, so we're hoping today that the bulk is going to perform as well as the bricks. Alright, so first off we're going to weigh this brick, because although it's supposed to be 650 grams, I did see a YouTube video where somebody was showing that they're not always that. This is 642 grams. That's close enough for me. So this is going to go into one bucket. Alright, we're going to put the brick into one. We're going to put the bulk into another one. If you're wondering why my buckets are dirty, I just finished doing some substrate yesterday, and there's really no need to clean out the buckets between, because whatever's in there is going to get repasteurized. Alright, so now we need vermiculite. I typically use this bucket. I've got some different markings on it for grains and vermiculite depending on what I'm measuring out. So I've got here 8 cups of vermiculite at that line. I'm also using a 2-cup measuring. I'm also using a 2-cup measure cup. I don't know how to say that properly. I'm using a 2-cup measuring cup. Yeah, I guess that's what you'd say. So I know that each scoop, I know that each scoop is 2 cups. 3, 4. And then if we look on the side, I've got 8 cups. So that's 1 tub. Alright, now we just need 18 cups of tap water. You can see I've got my mark here. Alright, we'll turn the stove on to high. Alright, so what is pasteurization? Pasteurization is using hot water to kill off bacteria in substrate. The ideal temperature for the water is about 140 degrees in a bucket for about 4 to 6 hours. Typically, I will wrap my buckets with a thick quilt to help keep that high temperature in the buckets for that 4 to 6 hours. Now, if your water is too hot, then you're going to end up killing off all the bacterias, and that's not good either. At the end of the day, it's a race against time to see who wins, whether it's the mycelium or the bacterias. And that goes with substrates as well as grains. If you have fully colonized grain or substrate, the chances of bacteria being able to take it over are a lot less than if it was not fully colonized. Alright guys, so I do have a laser measure, but it doesn't work well with water. It just tries to read the temperature from the bottom of the pot. So I use one of these cooking thermometers. As you can see, the temperature on the right hand side here is about 165, which is a little hotter than we actually want. So we're just going to let it cool down for a minute. Alright, so our water is 140 degrees. Alright guys, so the buckets are full, ready to go. Just take this quilt, I'm going to wrap it around my buckets. And now we're just going to leave it for 4 to 6 hours. And it's really just that simple. So that's just coco coir and vermiculite. I'm trying to keep it simple, so I did not use the gypsum. It is just an additive. It's not necessary to produce mushrooms, although a lot of people do say it helps. So maybe in my next video I'm going to do a test. I'm going to do 2 buckets. One I will just use bricks for both, and I'll add gypsum to one and not to the other one, and we will see which one performs better. So make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified with my new videos, and make sure you stay tuned for my next one, which will be the CV versus CVG mix.